Hello YouTube, what's going on? I'm very happy and excited to be here with you. In this video we are going to turn this design in a landscape way so that we are going to have it as a banner form. Okay, so we have this one as a portrait, so let's rotate this design and see what the outcome is going to be. Okay, so first of all, please, if you haven't watched this video, I beg you to go and watch the video. Here is the video on YouTube. Please make sure you go and watch this video before you come to this one that we are going to do together. And please, when you come here, make sure you click on the subscribe button, like the video, and come all the way down here to add your comment here. Okay, so without further ado, please let's dive into this one. So first of all, you will start by clicking on Ctrl+N, or you can go to File and then you click on New to open a new document. Okay, so with the first one we used A3 landscape, so we are going to rotate this one. So when you come here, you are going to see rotation. Okay, so you click on this one to rotate it. Okay, and then you click on create for a new canvas to be open in Photoshop for you. So you just have to wait for it to open, and when it opens we will start by developing our background. Okay, now so we have our document ready, but if you are using an older version of Photoshop, you are not going to be able to rotate it at the document page. So when you have it as landscape, just like what I'm going to do, so please, if you have yours like this, don't worry, all you need to do is to go to image, then you select rotation, and then you choose 90 degrees clockwise. This way you are going to have your document as a landscape. Okay, let me hide this one for the meantime. So next, as you can see from this design, you see we have all our documents in a folder, so everything is like organized here. So we are going to try to portray the same thing here, and you can see, please, so if you haven't watched this video, go and watch this one before you come, because we are not going to go much details like we did this one, because it is the same video that we are continuing from there. Okay, so first of all, with the help of the rectangle tool, so when you come here, you are going to see the rectangle tool here. You click on it, and then we are going to draw a rectangle, just a place like this. You click and drag over it. Okay, then you leave it for it to load. Then basically we are going to have stroke on our shape. I'll remove that. Okay, so in order for, so when you are done, you click on the move tool. So in order for us to stay away from always going back to remove the stroke, let me select any of the shape and then select the stroke on top and select no fill or no color. So then from here, whenever I select any of the shape, I will not have the problem of removing the stroke, like what was happening in the other video. You see, I have selected the ellipse, but I don't have any trouble concerning stroke here. Okay, so come back and then I'll select my layer. Then with this one, I'm going to apply a gradient. So let me change the color for you to see I have the shape there. So you can see we have two shapes here. So first of all, what I'm going to do now is to go to FX and then add a gradient overlay. So with the gradient overlay panel open, this is what I'm going to have at the layer style. Okay, so I'll open the gradient and I'll go all the way down, and then I have this preset that I use for the first one. So I'll click on it to activate it and click on OK. Then from here, I'll move this one a little aside, and this is what we have now. So what I want to do is to rotate this one a bit. So I'll just rotate the angle just this way. So I'm just going through what suits or what's okay for me is what I'm going to choose. So I think I want to settle a place like this. So 33 is okay for me. Then you click on enter to accept changes. Okay, then from here we can also do one more thing. Double click on the gradient overlay, and then we can also, with the layer style open, we can click and drag this one a little bit here. Okay, and then you click back on enter to accept changes. Next, Control O to fade everything to screen, or Command O to fade everything to screen if you are on the Mac. Next, in this design you can see that we added a pattern. Okay, so let's go and add the same pattern here. All right, so we are trying to replicate the same thing, just that this one is what, in a landscape mode. Okay, so I'll just go and open the folders where I have this. So this is the pattern. I'll click and drag this into Photoshop, and then Ctrl T for free transform, click and then drag to scale this one. Okay, so when you are satisfied with it, you click on this mark at the top here to commit changes. So I'll click on it to commit changes, and I'll change the blending mode from normal to multiply. Okay, so I'll just select multiply, and then from here I'm going to reduce the opacity over here to, let's say, let's go for 30. I think the first one I settled at 15%, so let's go for the same figure here. Next, I'll go to my first design, and then I'm going to select the pastel. So I'll select the layer or the group, then I'll hold down Control or Command on the Mac, click and drag the whole group and bring them here. Just this way, I have my pastels here. And the first one, we made a little mistake, so let me open the group, and then with the pastel selected, I will select the layer mask, and with the help of the brush tool, I'm going to paint here a bit so that this pastel can be seen a little bit. Wow, okay, so that from here I'll click on here to collapse the group, and this one is also going to be my background. So I can unlock this one, select this one first, and click on the last layer holding down the shift key. Then from here I can click and drag this one here. That is the box here. So this is the group layer. I'll click on that to create a group. Then I'll rename this one, double click on it to rename it as background, and I'll right click on the layer and change the color to blue. So if you have been following me on this channel, you notice that I use blue for my background color. Okay, then from here let me select the background layer and click on lock so that I can work freely without the background disturbing me. All right, so next I'm going to click and drag my pastels a little bit up. Then I'm going to add my logo. Then I'll select the present. So what I'm using to select both of them is that I first of all click on here to select this one, then you click on shift and you come and click on the next one, click and drag this one into Photoshop. Then I can place this one somewhere here. Okay, I'll click on enter to accept changes. Next, I'll go back to my first design, and then I'm going to select all of these. So I'll select one, hold down the shift key, select the next one. Then let's add this one more. So the theme and the shape around the theme. Okay, so I have selected all of them, and I just have to move them here, and boom, just this way we are going to be able to have it in this way. Okay, Ctrl O to fit everything to screen, and you can also scale it a bit down if you want to. Next, I'll open my first design again, and then I'm going to select the games that we are going to play or some of the events here. So I'll click and drag this one here, increase it a little bit. Click on enter to accept changes. Then if you don't have the character panel I have here, just go to window and then you search for character. Then it is going to open somewhere here for you. Then let's change the color to white. Okay, so you guys can see that I don't have the font that I use, so when I try to change the color, it says I should replace that. So the other way I can add the color without replacing the text is to come to FX and then I will select color overlay. Okay, so select that. Layer style panel will open. Then I can change the color from here to my desired color I wish to use. Click on OK to accept changes, and then let's transform this one a bit. Then let me leave also some space a bit. Okay, I can't leave the space because of the warning that I'm having. Next, I'll come back to my first design. Then let's try and see if we can lock the background. So the background is already locked. I'll click and drag to select the date, the time, and drag them here. Then I'll move them all the way up, and I'm going to change the color. So I'll just click here, come here and select the color that I would like to use for here. So I want to select a deep color from the background, so something like this is okay. Click on enter to accept changes. Next, I'll go back to my first design again, and then I'm going to add the venue for the program. Change the color to this same color. We still have a problem, so what can we do? Add a color overlay. Make a sample color from outside and you click on OK. So I'll just move this one here, and I can draw a line in between them so it can be separated from each other. Next, with the help of the rectangle tool, I'm going to draw a rectangle where I am going to input the time for the program here. Okay, so with this one, I'm going to make a copy of this one. So I have this shape. Right click on the layer, make a copy of the layer style, and then I'm coming to paste the layer style here. So paste layer style, and boom, this is what I have. I can double click on it to open the layer style to further fine-tune these small details if I would like to. Okay, so this is how I want it. Then I would like to bring the color a little bit down because this is too much. Okay, so we have the time at 6 p.m. So let me type it, 6 p.m. each night. Okay, So let me use this font, please. You can note down the font that I'm going to use here. I'll change the color of this one to this, and then so let me change the color of all of this one to a black. So let's see, more of black. So let me do it one by one because some of them can be done because of the problem I'm having. So make a copy, make it tiny, and let's go as each night. And then I'm going to make this one small. Next, I'm going to change the color of this one to this gray color. And as always, guys, please remember to save your work so that you don't fall into an accident. So I'll go to File, Save, and let's say Church Flyer Landscape. Okay, so let's save it that way. Church Flyer Landscape. Alright, so guys, I'm going to find the place I have saved the first one and save this one beside it. Click on OK to accept changes. Then from here, we are going to add our leaders. So I'll click and drag to select all of these. Click and drag this one just here. And then I'm going to position this one over here. Okay, so one thing, so please, if you want to take something from this video, I will recommend to you to take this one. So if you work on a design and you are changing it to, let's say, portrait or a different size, you don't need to have to start everything from scratch. You can use the existing design to work your way through. So with this one too, I can come here, select everything, then I'll click and move this one just here, Ctrl G to group in the first place. Then I'm going to rotate it, Ctrl T for free transform. Then let's say we will rotate this one anti-clockwise, then position it somewhere here. Then I can move it a little bit close. Okay, then also I'm going to change the gradient where it is looking. I'll double click on the gradient overlay and change the angle so it can fall from the top. So this one is going to be 90, and then I'm going to move this one a bit up. Click on enter to accept changes. Okay, then from here I can use the rectangle tool to draw another rectangle just like this, very tiny. Make it all white. Okay, click on Ctrl O to fit everything to screen. So guys, this is how you can turn this design, okay, this design into a landscape without facing much difficulties. Okay, so just in under 30 minutes or so, we have been able to change this design to our preference, like what we prefer. Okay, so just under 25 minutes, we have been able to do this. And thank you very much, guys, for watching all the way from the beginning of the video till this time. I really appreciate you guys, but please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Also, please like the video, leave me a comment below, and also share with your friends who are interested in stuff like this. And guys, before we leave, make sure you click on Ctrl S to save your work. And also, some people were wondering how maybe you finish your design, how are you going to share with your friends? So let's go to File and save this one as a copy, or you can click on Save As. Then you select JPEG and you choose the location you want to save your work. You click on Save. Okay, and you choose the amount of quality, so you can choose maximum. You can also enter 12, so you get the maximum size. But in this case, I'm just going to use it for social media, so I think 6 is okay. Click on OK. But when you are going to print it, please make sure it is at the maximum and you have the 12. Okay. And also, somebody requested that how can you convert your design from RGB to CMYK? So as we were starting the design, our color was set in RGB, which is for screen, which is for the appealing of the eye. But when you are going to print, you have to convert it into a CMYK. So you see that this one, if I start a new document, we have the RGB, which we can change to CMYK or any color we want. Okay, so this one, so you can see it over here, it is here. So we can change it from RGB to CMYK before we even start the design. But in this case, when you finish the design and you want to change it to CMYK, how can you do that? You can go to image at the top here, and then you will see mode. So we have the mode set to RGB. We can just click on CMYK, and it says we can merge the whole design. We can also forget about it and we will not merge. But when you are going to print, definitely merge it so that you have it as a smaller size. Then you click on OK. So then this is what you are going to get. Then you can go to File, Save As, and maybe save it as a JPEG or TIFF. So let me do it for you to see. You can save it as TIFF for printout, and you can also save it as JPEG. Just ask the person who is going to print for you which format do they prefer, and then you can choose that. I'll click on Ctrl Z to undo, and as always, let's stay organized. Okay, so let me look through and let's stay organized for this design as well. So I have my pictures here. So guys, I'm just removing those which doesn't belong, and I'll also select no color. And then this one is a logo. Ctrl G into group, name the folder. And this is a shape. I can see I have match text here, so select all of them. Ctrl G into group. Let's say text and info. Next, I'll select the shapes, and then I can name this one as shapes. Then we also have the date, so June. Let's move this one to text and infos, and then let's select the shapes, click and drag into shapes file. So all of this information is going into the text and infos, so I'll just do that. Okay, then we are going to also have this one, all of them group here. So what I'm going to do now is to click and drag so what I'm going to do is to click and drag into the shapes, then I'll move the text on top. Then what do we have here? Just a shape. Put it on a shape, on group this. So you see this one is group, so we can come here and select on group. Then also I'll move this one to text and infos, and boom, we have everything set. So guys, I thank you very much for being with me on this video. Until next time, peace. Subscribe, share the video, and leave your comment below. Until next time, keep creating.